Hello, everyone. I'm Judith Peterson, CMO of Cerulean Sky. Welcome to What I Learned the Hard Way. Today, we sit with Lois Barth, an experienced business coach who works with B2B enterprises and teams. Welcome, Lois.
Well, thank you so much, Judith. I really appreciate you inviting me. I'm very excited about today's program.
So, Lois, I will put the question to you. What have you learned the hard way?
That's a great question. Curiosity. Really, the power of curiosity has transformed not only my life, but the lives of so many clients that I've worked with through the years. It's extraordinary.
So Lois, talk to us when you do work with senior leaders, and I know you work with a lot of CEOs and business owners. What does curiosity look like, and how have you applied this this teaching?
Yeah, it's a great question, because when people think of curiosity, they're like, that's nice on paper, but how do I really use it in my day-to-day life? And I think I drill it down to two questions. What was the lesson, and how can I apply it to my life? And what is the lesson? And we can do that at any moment, at any point. So case in point, I'm working with a CEO of a small boutique holding company that just went through an M&A. And they're asking me to curate a series of trainings under the umbrella of Lunch and Learn to really help them move through this next stage of the M&A. And we're looking at the topics of mindfulness, mindset, client engagement, and communication. That's already a chunk there. And as we're curating and mapping out the year ahead, I'm noticing that they're sending little barbs about the team. Annoyance about being stuck. Oh, can you make sure to put this in too? And can you make sure to? And I have an expression, they had agenda on their breath. So I stopped. I'm glad you like that. And I stopped the meeting and I breathed and I said, I'm just really curious. I noticed that you're making a few little asides here and there, and you're very passionate about it. Can you tell me more? It sounds like this is a real area of upset for you and unmet expectations. Well, for the next 45 minutes, I got really curious and I learned a lot that the agenda was really what the CEO really wanted more than anything else was for the team to be able to embrace the M&A and to move as close as seamlessly as one can move in that situation. And it was really an issue of corporate change that they wanted me to cover. And I said, well, that would be disingenuous for me to stick in these little things, these little barbs, these asides, because then that doesn't create transparency. There is an issue about trust. We talked more. There's an issue about trust and stress and many other issues. I said, let's bundle that into this training. Let the staff, the team feel more at ease, strengthen their communication skills, their stress levels, and then let's bring in a corporate change expert to really say what the program is and what is the process. Mm-hmm. And it worked miraculously. So that all came from curiosity.
Yeah.
Now, if I came in and said, well, that's not what you really need, and what if I came in with my agenda, none of that would have happened.
That leads me to an excellent next question, which is, so how do you right size that advice for people in their careers? I mean, this is what you're experienced at, and obviously you work with lots of people at different levels of the organization, but from a career advice perspective, I guess, how do you help the people and the teams that you work with infuse this curiosity?
That's a great question. Another great question, Judith. You're full of great questions.
I'm 3 for 3.
There you go. Woohoo! I think the biggest thing, a few little sound bites, I call them Loisisms. And one is being interested versus interesting. And this happens a lot, whether you're early in your career, mid or senior, there's often a lot of peacocking and posturing so that we can, go up the ladder. And I understand, and especially now during working remotely, I mean, there's so many challenges, but the pure power of rapt attention, of just truly listening, being present and being genuinely curious is so underrated and so important. So for example, you're in a meeting, you're finding yourself getting triggered because maybe someone stole your idea, never fun, or
Yeah.
something that was promised all of a sudden is going to someone else, or you're not sure what the real agenda is, and your whole day is being gobbled up by the meeting, just to stop and breathe and to pause and to ask yourself, okay, what's going on with me? Get curious. I'm feeling scared. I'm feeling, oh my goodness, I'll never get my work done. What can I learn in this situation? And what thoughtful question? And it might be just listening deeper and then circling back to the person that you're reporting to and saying, I'm curious, in the meeting you said,
Yeah.
and my interpretation is, and I'm just wanting to make sure we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I call it common sense uncommonly practiced. And these are not, sexy hacks.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
actually they're so important and they're so underutilized. So that is what I would say is a very important piece. It's a process to slow yourself down and to move from being reactive to proactive. But if you're genuinely committed to it, and most of us innately as human beings are naturally curious. It's just literally leveraging the curiosity that you have for so many other things in your life and factoring it into your current day situation and the relationships that you're building.
That is some incredible advice, Lois. I do think that tool, which is something that you taught me, it always takes the temperature down. It really takes it down because it gives you something to do without being reactive, because it's a planned
Absolutely
response, right? So
it's funny. I'll just take a real quick bit, but I had a business mentor, and him and his wife had a teenage son, and his wife would always say, why am I always having meltdowns with our son? And you're handling things really well. It cracked the code for me. And he said, because I'm spending more time on my own reactions in the conversation than what our son is actually saying.
interesting.
Whereas you are focusing on, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? He's going down this rabbit hole. And because I'm constantly monitoring myself, I can actually respond to him in what he sees as a respectful way, even if I'm respectfully disagreeing with him.
Interesting.
So
that is
interesting.
That is some incredible advice, Lois, and really, applies to lots of people, which I appreciate the twofer, right? That you're sharing your own story, but it's right sized for anyone in their career. So I thank you so much for being on the show, Lois. Really incredible insights. For people who are looking for a business coach for B2B team, I've worked with Lois on several projects and brought her in to help account rep people better to be aligned with the senior executive and kind of the positioning. And I'm all about go to market, so I appreciate
you're the go to market girl.
Well, thank you, but I appreciate when people help people. You can tell people what a message is, but your whole thing is aligning the behaviors to that message so people can integrate and really be that person. Because when CEOs are trying to scale their company, you want people that are mirroring what the vision and goals of the CEO are, and they're able to go be independent. That's how companies scale. So the work that you do, I know, really helps people do that. And I know the teams have been benefiting from working with you. So thank you, Lois.
Thank you so much. It's always so wonderful reconnecting and working with you. And thank you for having me on the program.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye-bye.